powerful chain of extreme weather events has swept across multiple regions of the world, leaving behind scenes of devastation that many survivors describe as apocalyptic. Violent storms, sudden tornadoes, and destructive tsunamis struck with a little warning, tuning ordinary streets into disaster zones within minutes. In several cities, towering trees were ripped from the ground, crushed onto cars and homes, roads split apart, their deep cracks tore through the asphalt, forcing residents on the fleeing floor. "I heard sound like thunder beneath my feet," one local resident said. "The streets just opened it." Along coastal areas, walls and water Southern Island, shoveling houses wall, entire neighborhoods disappeared under muddy floodwaters, with the rooftops barely visible above the surface. Emergency crew reported multiple homes collapsed after their foundations were weakened by relentless rain and powerful waves. In a mountainous region, landslides thundered down the hills. And cut off entire communities, rescue teams walking through the night, while families gathered in shelters, praying for survivors still unaccounted for. Meteorologists say the combination of unstable atmospheric conditions and warming ocean is increasing the intensity of such events. "We were witness of nature is most extreme," one expert warning. As dam broke, the scale of destruction became clear. Shattered infrastructure, displaced families, and growing scenes of the world is entire on the era of more frequent and more violent natural disaster. For many who live through it, the message is unmistakable. When nature strikes, no place is truly safe. What began as violent weather quickly descended into chaos as a series of powerful storm, tornadoes, and tsunami tore across the world, leaving scenes many describe as the end of everything familiar. Hidden cameras captured terrifying moment and a massive trees being snapped and crashed into homes. Streets are blanketed under pre-shoot, long rocks are ripping through the asphalt and floodwater surged through the city centers. Cars were swept away like toys, spinning helplessly as fast-moving currents. In the coastal region, the sea, advanced with unstoppable force, were spawning in the neighborhoods, dredging houses underwater. Walls collapsed, roofs covered in entire streets, washing in the dark, chanting water. Sailors stood on the high ground, watching their homes disappear in silence. Far the island saturated, killing grave away. Landslides thundered down the slopes, burned roads and isolated towns within the seconds. Emergency sirens echoed through the darkness as rescue teams raced against time, searching for the trapped behind the debris. Witness spoke to fear and disbelief. People are praying in the streets. One resident said, "We didn't know if the ground would hold all the water would come back." Scientists warn that the warming ocean is unstoppable while the parents are feeling more extreme weather events. This is not the single disaster, climate experts noted. It is a pattern. As the storm passed, they left behind broken cities, shattered lives, and one haunting questions: is this the new normal of our planet? Powerful storm system swept across a large part of Europe, leaving behind widespread destruction of scene of deep human disaster. Driven by intense winds, torrential rain, and sudden pre-show change of the storm-struck cities and rural region like catching money by all flood. Across several countries, towering trees were uprooted and through the onto roads, homes, and power lines. In urban era, entire streets were blackened, the fallen trucks crushed parks and destroyed pavement. In some places, a force of rain caused by the asphalt itself to crack and the blanket opening long feet through that made the roads impossible within minutes. Emergency service reported hundreds of calls including overwhelming drainage system. Underground stations were closed and ground floors and buildings filled rapidly with immediate water. Witnesses described hearing the cracking sound on the ground shifted under the pressure. There was nothing we could do, said one resident. The wind was screaming, the ground was breaking and the lighting went on. The town squares and shelters people gathered in the silence. Some prayed openly the messy neighborhoods of the rescue teams walking through the night. Church and community centers opening their door, offering forum, food, and a place for work. Meteorologists said the storm was intensified by unusually warm colding with the cold Atlantic system. Climate scientists warn that such extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and more destructive, as skies slowly cleared. Europe was left counting the cost, damaged infrastructure, displaced families, and the renewed listing of vulnerable in the face of natural growing power.